Senator Graham.
Thank you. So just to put this in context for myself, to those who accuse the United States of being a totalitarian state, I don't buy it because I don't remember many hearings like this in Germany where you call the Gestapo in and ask, hey, who are you beating up and why? I don't remember any open press about what's going on, talking about the press. These things have been extensively covered. So I want to live in an America where the cops are held accountable. Do both of you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you wear a gun and badge, you have a lot of power, and your actions need to be judged and monitored. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
You
sir.
both agree with that? You also want to live in a country where people wear a badge and gun feel like you got their back, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, how many people have been prosecuted for the violence against DHS or DOJ officers? Are there any prosecutions in the making for the 200-something injuries?
There are the exact number. I don't know the exact number of cases. I can tell you arrests.
Yeah, so currently out of the District of Oregon, Senator, we have 97 arrests.
Well, I'm going to be watching really hard whether or not the people who attack our officers are prosecuted. And I will join my Democratic colleagues to make sure that the IG looks really hard at any excessive use of force. I think most Americans are probably where I'm at. If a cop is going overboard, we want to know about it and take corrective action. But I think most Americans want to make sure that somebody who throws a brick or a frozen bottle of water or anything else at a police officer, that they have their day in court too. So I want to put you both on notice that we're going to hold you accountable for prosecuting those who hurt our cops. Now, if we had done nothing, what would have happened to the courthouse, Mr. Cuccinelli, in Portland?
That courthouse wouldn't be there in any function.
So I challenge anybody on the other side to say different. If we hadn't intervened, they'd burn the goddamn thing down. Seattle. Were you in Seattle? Were either one of you in Seattle when they took over part of the town? Did we send anybody in there to help?
We were not requested, and there was no federal.
Well, they worked it out in Seattle after they took over part of the town. Being upset with what happened to Mr. Floyd is absolutely all-American. Trying to occupy part of a city and turn it into a socialist enclave, not. So we got a lot going on in this country, and I don't want to blend them in. Chicago. I don't know what's happening in Chicago, but this is not about Mr. Floyd. Young kids are getting killed just outside their house. Somebody needs to do something about it. So my point is this committee, and I appreciate this, Senator Cruz, is going to look at all of it. And all of it means what's going on in Chicago and should the federal government help? How many kids have to die every weekend before enough is enough? As to the state police in Portland, I'm glad you're there. I hope it works out. But if you can't take care of it, we will. That's not being totalitarian. That's applying the law that exists in the United States today. It is a federal responsibility to protect federal property. You agree with that, Mr. Cuccinelli?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Cox, there are people out there who would kill you because of your race. Do you agree with that? White supremacist groups are alive and well in the United States.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Do you believe they're on the rise?
I believe that they've existed for some time, and as you
Well,
know,
I tell you, Mr. Ray, Director Ray said they're on the rise, and I believe that too. And I want you to bust their ass wherever you find them. We're not going to live in an America like this. So if you're a white supremacist, I hope you get a knock on your door soon. If you're engaging in violence, and I hope you go to jail. So from my point of view, I don't want any American, black, white, anything in between, having to be afraid to live in their own country, not being able to let their kids go outside and play at night, and can't go downtown to one of the major cities. So to both of you, thank you for your service. Pass on to those under your charge that we appreciate them, that at least I don't consider them Gestapo, but let them know if they get out of line, they'll be dealt with. That's what the rule is all about. Thank you for having this hearing.